Welcome to Company Showcase, an advertising feature on HowStreet.com.
I'm Jim Goddard. I'm speaking with Larry Ray, CEO and President of American Manganese. Welcome back to the show, Larry.
Jim, I always look forward to the podcast.
Larry, I hope there wasn't any thing scary or Halloweenish in your latest news release.
No, it was actually a very positive news release. We talked about spinning out our high-grade gold and copper and our rare earth assets into a new company, and we're going to launch it on the high-grade gold and copper. So we engaged a geological team to do that, and we just beat their property visit because they have to have boots on the ground to do that, and we just beat that by maybe 4 to 6 days before the snow flew up there, and so we were actually very fortunate in doing that, and we just received and announced the NI 43-101 technical report, and you have to have this if you're going to be doing a IPO or a spin-out, and it's got to be current and up to date, and this one here is a very thick document. Some of the best compilations that I've seen, and so I'm happy with the report. And it talks about a small program initially, and then going on to about $5 million expenditures in the following 2 years. So we're preparing for that, and everybody's wondering what this contains. Well, it contains several targets that require drilling, and some more work, some more surface work before you set the drills up. That's the first program, and we will have drills on the property, resulting from that. But this is a very pregnant property. It's got lots of showings along about a 10-kilometer strike, and somewhere in there, I do believe there's a major ore body, and that's just my thoughts as I qualify that. I've liked this property for over 20 years. It was initially, I had it staked and paid for it, and then I sold to the company for my cost about a year later. And so I'm looking forward to finally getting up there. We haven't had a good gold market for quite a few years. I mean, it's just in the last 6 months, just about the time that COVID-19 really shut everything down, that a lot of interest in gold reoccurred. It went up to 2,000. It's below 1,900. It's around 1,870 or something like that. But that's a natural. It went up quite a bit over the last few months, and so it's pulling back. And let's face it, the election is bringing a lot of uncertainty and volatility to the market. So people are having a wait-and-see attitude to see who's going to run the ship, who's going to pilot the ship in the U.S. And, I'm certainly pulling for a party, but I'm not going to discuss that. It's, I think either party it's in. They've been talking the green machine and criticality, and I think that will continue, regardless who the president is. We're certainly happy with the support we're getting from the U.S. government, especially from the DOD. They basically have are going to qualify us by finally getting us some work on the manganese project. And the stockpile, for instance, they need EMM, so we're going to put our best foot forward. We did do a couple small tests way back in 2013 when we first started talking to them. We went out and took some samples random, and it didn't seem like we had any problem with our process for recovering manganese out of very low grades. And that stockpile, by the way, is a little less than 400,000 tons, and I don't know how many tons a year they'll need. That will be brought up further down the line. But we want to prepare to be able to do that. And the stockpile, by the way, a lot of it came from the Tillery Peak area, if not the majority, and that's something that we can move forward with. So the next steps, of course, is we're going to have a shareholder meeting and vote on this, which we hope we can get done here so shortly. We're trying to connect that with our audited financials so that we're not doing the same work over twice and adding extra cost. So that'll be the next step. As you'll see, a shareholders meeting will be called. Of course, we'll have meetings behind the screen with the bureaucracies. And I have to tell you, I've done a lot of IPOs and everything like that, but this is the first time I've ever done a spin-out. And since we announced that, I see, about 20 other companies that are looking at doing spin-outs, so it's become popular. And but that's the only way you can maximize the assets. I mean, right now our gold and rare earth assets are hidden behind the recycling project, and so we don't get any joy on the share price when the gold goes up. When gold goes up, we don't get any sunshine from that. So it's an exciting period. It's certainly a period of change, and I'm hoping the change isn't going to be very great. So people can get back and start feeling a little solid about after the COVID-19 and the bounce back in the market. And now the Dow's down over 2,400 points or something like that from its highs. It's it's scary territory, but it's not new. The same with gold. Gold's gone down, but that's the history of gold. It goes up rapidly, goes down rapidly, and but I can only see with the coming inflation that gold's going to be the biggest hit out there on the market, and I'm really happy that we have this recycling opportunity, because that has really put us in the front, and people have to realize that currently I have to find out when the next work starts on the or finishes on the pilot plant, and I know everybody's impatient about that, but the best thing is to make sure your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed, and the devil's always in the details. And you got to remember that there's no cookie cutter to do this. The most I can equate it to is mining, and that's my background. So I feel that we've done the right steps, we're doing the right steps, and we will optimize this thing here as soon as the market gets jubilant about it. So Jim, that's kind of what I had to say. I'm looking forward to the weekend. We've had some very busy days in here, with 10-hour days, and over the last 2 weeks. And so there we go.
Larry, for people new to American Manganese, what's the company all about?
American Manganese is a critical metals company, and it developed a process in the United States for one of the largest deposits in the U.S., but it's very low grade. It between 2 and 4, say 3%, and the U.S. Bureau spent 60 years trying to optimize that and bring it together economically. They couldn't. We went to Cametco. They come up with a solution, and that solution is the cornerstone of our recycling. And so you can find anything you want, Jim, on our website, AmericanManganeseInc.com. If you want to talk to me or anybody in this office, you can phone 778-574-4444. If you want to look up the stock, it's traded on the Toronto Venture Exchange under the symbol AMY. It's traded in U.S. under symbol AMYZF, and it's traded in Frankfurt under the symbol 2AM. But I think we can look forward to an exciting 2021, everybody.
Larry, thank you so much for the update, and have a great Halloween.
You too, Jim. I'm getting dressed up and going out.
My guest has been Larry Ray, CEO and President of American Manganese. I'm Jim Goddard. Our conversation took place on October 30th.
Comments made on Company Showcase are an expression of opinion only and should not be construed in any manner whatsoever as recommendations to buy or sell any financial instrument at any time. Archived online at HowStreet.com. Company Showcase is a production of How Street Media Incorporated.